Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. If you don't know, I have been doing a daily shorts video on my YouTube channel on opening and revealing and making a small tag project using my Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. And I wanted to share more of that here because not everybody does the shorts. And the YouTube system is kind of funny about sharing my work with everybody if it's a different video format. So let's talk about what I have been doing. Here is what the Crafty Advent Calendar looks like, and this is for 2024. And I have been opening up every window on the day of Advent to do a project. So it's taking me a little while to get those projects edited and up on my YouTube channel in a shorts version. But here is what we've gotten so far. But in fact, day 6 isn't pictured here because I forgot to throw it on my magnet. But we've got lots of dies, a little stamp set, and just so much fun. So let's start off with day 1, which was this hot air balloon. And I am making tags, and here is what my hot air balloon looked like. And we had one little sentiment die there, which I embossed into my tag as well as used as a sentiment. Day 2 was this little stamp set with a nice floral and a sentiment. And here you can see I've used it in various ways. I have got some potted flowers, which we'll talk more about in a second. I did some watercoloring. I also stamped that floral around the outside as an accent piece. And I've reused pieces from day 1. The basket on the balloon I've turned into flower pots. And then the little bunting, I've created various little decorations of bunting on there, and then had my sentiment up in the sky. So day 3 was this little flower set, and here is the tag that I created. Notice these are hanging baskets of flowers. So I'm going to tell you how I created those hanging baskets. Nothing new from my stash. This is all coming out of the Advent calendar. To create the basket portion, I cut the hot air balloon in half. So I die cut it out of a pattern paper, and then I cut it in half, and that gave me 2 hanging baskets. Now, to hang it, I took the strings from the hot air balloon and turned them upside down and then drew extra lines and turned them into hangers for my baskets. All right, the next day we had some sentiment strips, and what I like about the Spellbinders sentiment strips is that you can cut them as banners, or you can inlay the different sentiments into the banner die and get the whole thing cut out all at once. Now, I wanted to show you how I made that little background strip behind my sentiments, and I reused those florals from the previous day. But that background strip actually is the garbage pieces out of the balloon string die, and I alternated them upside down or right side up, putting the 2 pieces together, and that created this kind of wavy background. So that was a lot of fun to kind of look at the dies in different ways and get some interesting use out of them. On this same day 4, I made a bonus card. Because I had to die cut all of those balloon strings, I have the string portion as well as those kind of negative pieces I used for the border. But with the string portion, I started overlapping them, and I realized it kind of created a little bit of a kaleidoscope effect. I didn't have enough to keep going around in a full circle, but that was a fun project. All right, next day was this little border die set. Not really my favorite. I'm not sure what I will do with that one in the future, but today I made it into balloon strings and again reused that hot air balloon, and then some other bits and pieces from previous days. Again, the stamp set, die sentiment set. Notice I have the little bows hanging on my strings, which came off of the hot air balloon bows, and the little bunting pieces have an extra die that you can cut out of different colors to overlay the bunting. I use that as confetti. So, here I'm showing you those little extra die pieces that you can cut for the bunting. I cut them out of multiple colors and made confetti for a birthday card. And that brings us to day 6, which is today, and we have this little bee. This little bee, again, is not quite my favorite. I don't really like the very cutesy characters, but I did make use of it, including yesterday's die to create that little flight path of my little bee. And if you watch my short, you'll know I had a weird, confusing moment when I was working on that bee. At any rate, I wanted to tell you what my plan is for all of these tags that I'm making. I am going to create sets of greeting cards to give as gifts at Christmas time. So I've got my card bases made. I took a die set from Concord and Ninth that has a postage theme to it, and I cut card front panels, and I'm going to layer those up with my cards after I zhuzh them up a little bit. But we will get to that. I wanted to show you the die set that I got that postage from. And this is a Concord and Ninth set called Seaside Post dies. And I will link you up to products if you have any interest in shopping for any of those. If you do use my shopping links, I super appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a very small commission off of it. So that is much appreciated. All right, to zhuzh up those panels, I am going to put them through a Spellbinders embossing folder, and I will do all of them and then come on back. All right, with all of those embossed and glued to my card fronts, I'm going to go ahead and assemble the cards, which is a simple process. Oh, I forgot to put some string on that one. All of my tags have similarities to them so that it is a cohesive set. And one of those cohesive items are little bows or little strings on the tag holes. To assemble my cards, I am just going to add a layer of thinner foam tape, and I will place those onto the card fronts. Sometimes at a jaunty angle if the design allows for that, sometimes just straight up and down. Like with my hanging baskets, I want to make sure those look like they're hanging as they should by gravity in space, so that it kind of makes sense. Now here you can see I have an unusually opening side fold card, and that is great. That's the joy of homemade cards. So here is all of my cards ready to go. I have a video coming probably tomorrow that will show you how I'm going to make my own little gift box to contain all of these cards, how I will include envelopes and special postage called the butterfly stamps. So if you want to find out more about what that's all about, please do come back for my next video tomorrow. And if you want to see more of my Crafty Advent projects here in the longer format rather than shorts, do leave me a comment and let me know, because I could do a little extra work to turn those shorts into longer format videos if that interests you more than the short version. All right, that's it for now. Until next time, I hope you have an artful day.